Hi everybody, so today I wanted to do a tutorial using the Lorac Mega Pro 3 palette. I actually used the Mega Pro 2 palette as well, along with an ItsJudyTime Palette by Beige Cosmetics, but the colors that I used from those palettes are really easily dupable, so don't worry if you don't have those, because I know that those were limited edition. But today I'm just doing like a really bronzy, coppery, like orangey, small fall smoky eye. So I wanted to do this just because I love the new trend of like really fall colors and like that orangey, like burnt orange smoky eye. So I wanted to do kind of my take on it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. I will have all the products listed in the description bar. During the voiceover, I'm not really going to mention specific colors or anything like that, just because if you don't have the palette, it's really not going to help you anyway. So I will just show you guys what the colors look like, and then all the products will be listed in the description bar. Other than that, I don't have much else to say other than I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and if you want to see how to get this look, just keep on watching. Alrighty, so to start off this look, I'm going to be going in with my Revlon Colorstay Normal to Dry Skin Foundation, and I use this in the shade 250 Fresh Beige. I apply it really messily using my fingers because I find that this helps it blend a little bit easier and it doesn't get soaked up into the sponge when I go to buff it out. And then once I have it in the areas that I want it, I go ahead with my Real Technique sponge, just dampen it a little bit with water, and then I just buff and blend this into my skin. It gives a nice demi-matte to satin finish. If you have really dry skin but want a full coverage, this is a really good foundation to try out. And then I'm just going to go in with my NYX HD Concealer. This is in the shade 04 Beige. I apply this underneath my eyes and throughout the center of my face. That not only helps kind of balance out the color of my skin if your foundation doesn't completely match you, but it also gives you more of a full coverage look without having to cake on a bunch of foundation. Now I tried to blend it out with a brush first, but I found that I didn't like the way that it looked because this concealer is more of a matte finish. So I just went ahead and buffed it out with my Real Technique sponge and just patted it in like I did the foundation. Now I'm setting my foundation and concealer with the Nye Neutral Set Powder and using the same damp sponge. I find that this is the best way if you have dry skin to apply powders because it doesn't give you that dry, like crackly looking skin. It kind of makes it a little bit more worked into the skin and not as dry. So now I'm just going to take the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eyeshadow Primer and I'm going to apply this on my eyes. Since I'm using the Mega Pro palettes today, I decided to use the Lorac Primer as well. It's really good and it's an invisible primer, so if you wanted, you could always add a concealer on top to cancel out any darkness. So now I'm going to go in with the Mega Pro 2 palette by Lorac, and I'm going to take a light ivory color and I'm just going to apply this underneath my brow bone. It is a matte shade. I'm trying to steer clear of shimmer eyeshadows underneath the brow, so I'm using more of like a matte color that's just slightly lighter than my skin tone. And now I'm going to go in with like a medium orangey color and I'm going to apply this on the outer half of my lid, blending into the crease. I want to keep this very rounded and very smoky looking, so I'm just buffing and blending the color in using windshield wiper motion and blending it into that highlight as well. Having the highlight already down will help it blend up to your brow bone a lot easier. So now I'm going to take a medium to dark brown shade and I'm going to apply this right on top of that orange, but slightly lower. I want to add more definition, but I still want the orange to pop through underneath this color. Just building up the intensity of the colors. And this one is from the Lorac Mega Pro 3 palette. Next, I'm going to apply a deep burgundy red shade. This is from the ItsJudyTime Palette by Beige Cosmetics. It's similar to Embark by MAC. Embark is just not as red as this one, but you can always mix it with a slightly more reddish brown to get the same color. And I'm just applying this again, more focused on the outer corner, not bringing it as high as the rest of the colors that I've already placed. And then going in with a black shade, I'm just going to apply this lightly over top of that reddish color and just buff it and blend it in to get more definition on the outer corners. This also makes the look a little bit more smoky, but make sure that you buff it really well because black can look very harsh and very intense easily. Now I'm going to go in with a coppery color from the Mega Pro 3, and I'm going to apply this using a flat concealer brush onto the lids of my eyes where I haven't had any shadow yet. This color is amazing, and it applies like you applied it wet without actually having to dampen your brush. So I really love this color, and I definitely recommend this palette. So I'm just doing this to add a pop of shine since the rest of the look is pretty matte. And then I'm going in with my NYX Jumbo Pencil in gold, and I'm going to apply this underneath my lash line. This is just going to act as a base for the shadows that I'm going to put down there. On top of that base, I'm going to take a gold color from the Mega Pro 2 palette, and I'm going to apply this on the inner part of my lower lash line along to the inner tear duct on the upper lash line. So just making this more of my inner corner like highlight pop of color. It goes on as if you foiled it like the other shades, so it's definitely very intense. You can go with something more beige if you wanted, but I wanted it to be more of like a fall goldeny look. Then I'm just going in with a copper shade from that same ItsJudyTime palette, and I'm applying this to the outer portion of my lower lash line. This just adds more depth, but also gives a little bit more shimmer. And now I'm going in with my Urban Decay 24/7 liner pencil in Perversion, and I'm smudging this along my upper lash line. I just smudge it with my finger. You can use like a Q-tip or a brush, anything that works, just to make it look very smoky. I didn't want this look to have any harsh edges, so I opted out of using like a defined liner and opted for more of a smoky look. And sorry if you can hear the rain in the background. It's been raining all day, unfortunately. And now I'm just going to use my Covergirl Full Lash Bloom. I've been using this for a while now, and I actually really like it. I'm only applying it to my upper lashes though. I'm trying to give my lower lashes a break from makeup since they're very sparse and they need a little bit of extra care right now. But you can apply falsies or apply mascara to the top and bottoms if that works for you. And then I just go in to contour my face. I'm using actually a Covergirl Clean Normal Skin powder. It's not really a bronzing powder, but I took it in the shade 165 Tawny. And I'm going to apply this to my cheekbones, my forehead, and along my jaw. And just really buff it in to get a like very diffused look. This is pretty warm for a bronzer, and I like the way that this looks with the eyes since the eyes are very warm as well. And it is matte, so it works good as like a contour bronzer shade. Next, I'm going to go in with a blush. This is the Clean Color Miss Chick blush in the shade 12 Sunbaked. And it's just kind of like a orangey, peachy blush without being like too orange. It has a slight pink tone to it, so it looks very natural in the cheeks. And it's matte as well. It keeps like a very nice clean cut and crisp look. So I'm applying that to my cheeks. And then I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Fergie Shimmer palette. This one is in the shade Hollywood Boulevard. It's just a nice light gold, and I'm applying that to the tops of my cheekbones, and then later on I do apply it down the center of my nose as well. But once I'm done with my highlight, I'm gonna go in with the NYC Bronzer in Sunny and a small like eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna apply this to my nose for my nose contour. I'm still practicing how I prefer to do this, so don't be kind of turned off if it's a little bit too harsh. I'm still practicing on how the best method for me. I have a small nose already, so it's hard for me to get a defined shape without making it too harsh looking, but I'm just applying that down the sides of my nose and really trying to buff and blend it out. And then after that's done, I'm done with this look. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments about anything, you can check the description bar below, and all my information for social media and my email will be below as well. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. It really means a lot, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, everybody.